keep your friends close but your OTPs closer because your OTPs will never leave you. G'day my little robins, it's me Beth. Another week has passed, which means another video, and I am not ashamed to say that I dabble in the art of writing fanfiction on Wattpad and on Tumblr, but it means that over the last couple of years while I've been writing, I have come across my fair share of problems, and I know at least one person watching this video can probably relate to at least one of these problems. So this video of fanfiction problems is for all you guys out there who either write or read fanfiction. Know that you're not alone. Let's just start bish bash bosh this fanfiction problems part 1. Hooray! The first problem that I have encountered, and it is when you spend all night reading like an amazing fanfiction, you know, on Wattpad or Tumblr or whatever site you read your fics on, and you're like, oh my god, you never want this story to end. And you actually get to the end and you actually discover that the author hasn't updated the fic in like years, and then they send like an author's note and it's like, oh yeah, I don't plan on writing this anymore. And you just feel like they've taken your heart and they've just punched it, because if a fic is really long, you commit to the story, you commit to the characters, and so if someone is going to be as inconsiderate as to, you know, not put in like brackets by the title or in the summary discontinued, it gives the readers hope that the fanfiction's going to continue. If you're not going to continue a fic, at least put discontinued in brackets, you know, so I don't read it, because I've had my heart broken too many times. Incomplete fanfiction, it's a problem. The second problem is when you get a new comment on one of your own works and you're so excited and you open it and in all caps it will say, "Update now!" And you're there like, excuse me, reader. I will update when I want to. I'm not going to update because you're screaming at me. This particularly annoys me because I have a set schedule which I send out to all my followers that tells them exactly which days I'll be uploading certain fics, which means I'll probably upload at least one new part to that fic on that day. But then you get people who aren't like following me, and then they just assume that as soon as I update, you know, I'll have about 30 comments saying, oh, you need to update, why aren't you updating more often? And I just really want to tell them to go fuck themselves, because if they went on my profile, they would see that I have written a schedule. That's right, people, I have a schedule of when I upload. The third problem I have encountered is when you can't find a fanfiction, you know, with the characters or the storyline you want, so you have to actually physically write the fanfiction yourself. I mean, I've got no qualms with writing fanfiction. I've got quite a few stories on the go, but it can be quite annoying when, you know, like you're on the search thing and you're trying to search for like certain characters and stories just don't appear. I suppose at the end of the day, if I ended up writing a fanfiction with like characters and a storyline that didn't already exist, there might be another reader who actually reads it and goes, oh my god, this is the best thing since sliced bread. So I guess it's like a vicious circle, it all comes around eventually. I'm rambling. The fourth problem I have come across is when I'm reading a fanfiction and I'm pretty sure I've read the fanfiction before, and you know, there's a niggling voice in my head that says, oh, I think you've read this before, but then there's another part that's saying, no, you haven't read this before, and then I get halfway through the fic and like this big like plot twist happens and I'm like, oh my fucking god, I've read this fic like a year ago. Now probably this is my own fault, because if I finish a fanfic, I normally delete it out of my library unless it's amazing and then it gets archived. But that happens, I delete fics. I don't normally vote. I will only vote on fanfictions that I think deserve my votes, that are well written, you know, the characters are amazing, the story's excellent. And so I think that's what can trick me like a year down the line when I come across the same fic that I've already read. And because I haven't voted on it, in my mind I'm thinking, oh, I haven't read this because I haven't voted on it. I think the life lesson there is if you like a book, vote for it or comment on it so that, you know, a year down the line you've got a bit of a bookmark, you know you've already read this fic. And the fifth and final problem I'm going to be talking about in this video is when you have a whole library full of to-read fanfics, you know, that you've spent months accumulating, and then just one day you look at your library and you think, you know what, I don't want to read any of these anymore, I'm going to delete them and start the long search again. This has happened to me. And that's because, you know, I was obsessed at one point with reading YouTuber fanfictions when I was writing my own YouTuber fanfiction. But then I kind of got into the stage where I was reading more smut and more banned fics. And so I found myself, you know, having all these unread YouTuber fics that I was just deleting so that I could fill my library with banned fics. And now I've kind of gone back to YouTubers, so the banned fics are getting deleted. Again, vicious circle. Yeah, I think we only have ourselves to blame there as readers. But our reading choices, you know, change, you know, maybe change is good. Change is good at every level. But I just think it's a problem when I spend months, like, filling my library with amazing books only to delete them because I want to read something different. It's good to get some of these off my chest. In the comments below, if you guys have experienced any of your own problems, I want to hear about them. You know, you can follow me on my Wattpad and my Tumblr, where I write my fanfictions. I'll put links here, links in the description box below. You know, maybe go follow me, check out my work, like vote on it, comment on it, you know, make my day. While you're down in the comments, don't forget to click that like button if you like the video, and hit subscribe because there's nothing stopping you. Until next week, I'm Beth. Goodbye.